Well, I guess I want to take a little trip down memory lane and talk about something that always fascinated me because I lived through the times, and that was Watergate. And one of the figures, and he's kind of been forgotten over the years, but it was a man named Donald Segretti. And Donald Segretti was a dirty trickster. He was an attorney, is. He might be retired now because he's 82. He was an attorney, and he was a Nixon loyalist. And he worked for what was known as CREEP, the Committee to Re-elect the President. CREEP was a good word, let me tell you, for those guys. And he worked with a guy named Dwight Chapin. Dwight Chapin is also still alive. He's around 83 years old. And anyway, Segretti was involved in the dirty tricks, like a lot of them, and he had a word that has been incorporated into the English language, especially if you're prone to expletives like I am. He coined the word rat fucking to describe the dirty tricks the Republicans would do to the Democrats. And rat fucking has continued. I mean, I use rat fucking for a lot of different things. And I'm sorry about my fucking damn reflection on this because of the time of the day. Thanks to this skylight. But it's still being used today. And it's still being used in national elections, like president. And we're still subjected to all kinds of dirty, rotten tricks. And let's take a look, and my battery's flashing again. But let's look at some of the rat fuckers of note that are running for president. And one of them is Cornel West. And I think he's running an independent candidacy. I'm not sure what the hell he's running on. But he has absolutely no chance. He's kind of an oddball. Kind of a weirdo. And anyway, so he's one of the rat fuckers of note. And then another rat fucker is, well, we have that, well, is that one the one I want? No, I got Cornel West out of the way. I got that one. Okay, no labels. That's another rat fucking operation. And hopefully they don't run anybody on here. Freedom to choose a president, no labels. I mean, Americans, voters' rights. It's just a rat fucking operation. Let's face it. It's designed to help the GOP. And then, of course, as you got a little piece of this, of course, RFK Jr., who just has completely besmirched the memory of his father and decided he's going to run on being Junior RFK. He's running as an independent. And as we remember, if we sat through the Super Bowl of a week ago, there was an ad that ran that was along the lines of his uncle JFK's. You know, Kennedy, 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 Kennedy. And instead of JFK, it was RFK's picture on there. And he later, since that wasn't actually his campaign, it was some kind of PAC supporting him, he repudiated it, to his credit. And he's known for picking snakes up, but that was like 4 years ago. That was real popular on Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it. But he's another potential rat fucker with people that, well, he is a rat fucker. He isn't even a potential one. By staying in there and trying to siphon votes off of Joe Biden to help Donald Trump, yeah, that's a rat fucker. And then you don't have to be a rat fucker, or not a rat fucker, but you don't have to run for president to be a rat fucker. And so that Rashida Tlaib, or whatever the hell it is, she's at one that's pro-Palestine and a clear anti-Semite that should be kicked out of the Democratic Party and should be primaried, but she lives in a heavily Muslim district, I guess, in Michigan. She's I shouldn't say lives, but runs in a heavily Muslim district. But she's been criticized for urging voters to withhold support for Joe Biden in the primaries. She's another damn rat fucker. Actually, all of that squad is a bunch of rat fuckers as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, it says here, she's not a progressive. She's been slammed on social media for urging voters to withhold support for President Joe Biden in the state's primary election. And of course, Biden's going to win it, but it's just bad optics for a Democrat to bitch about it. Biden is a likely presidential nominee as he is the incumbent. He won the New Hampshire primary with 63% of the vote as a write-in candidate, and the South Carolina Democratic primary by 96.2%. He faces a potential challenge in the Michigan primary with Arab and Muslim voters in the state. I doubt there's enough of them that are going to offset it. Anybody else? But Tlaib has criticized the president's response. Well, she believes Israel doesn't have the right to exist, so it should just be obliterated. And she has not, and evidently she held a vote. She was the sole member of Congress who withheld a vote or a resolution that condemned the rape and violence against women in that Gaza situation with Hamas. So she thinks that's okay. Hey, they were a bunch of Jews. Hey, they can be raped. That's okay. Because she supports Hamas. She's a piece of shit. She needs to be out the door. And then, not all rat fuckers are going to hurt Joe Biden. See if I can find it. Yeah, oh, here he is. And that was one of the news things of the week, is that Joe Manchin, the king of the rat fuckers in the U.S. Senate, and ostensibly a Democrat, he's not running for re-election, of course, and he's not going to launch an independent presidential bid, and that state is one that will flip to the Republicans because current Governor Jim Justice is the heavy favorite to take that seat. And there may be a good possibility a Republican will take Maryland too. But we'll see on that one. But anyway, so the Democrats have their work cut out for them as it is. But I thought I would talk about the notable rat fuckers we've got that are trying to hurt the Democrats this fall. And there's still all this endless blathering about Joe Biden and his age and all that, and his cognition, which they don't know what they're talking about because all he does is stutter and say gaffes, which he's always done his whole damn life. But they want to hound him out because they want to run against Kamala Harris because the Republicans figure she's easy to beat, and she would be. Hate to say it. And it's not because she's black or identifies as black, it's because she's a woman. And women can't lead, you know. They're hormones. But anyway, that is going to be it. I'm doing better and better on my leg. I get my cortisone shot Thursday. I hope within a couple of weeks or then the next 2 weeks that I go back to work, because I'm going to need to go back to work. And I could go into a long spiel about what's going on here, but I ain't doing it. So that is it.